This is Wes S. This is not a how-to video. I don't really know what I'm doing. I've watched some YouTube videos. I've tried this a few times in the past. So far, I've only had one fail. This is about me making cactus wine. All you're going to see is me pulling some of the wine off, and then we're going to try something else involving a pressure cooker and some heat and what do you call it, evaporation and condensation. But you have to wait to the end of this to see how that turns out. And there'll be a taste test comparing what we got going. I'm gonna hatch off 3 quarts, and then I'm going to see what I can evaporate out of the remainder. Take 2. There was a jar of cranberry juice up there that has nothing to do with the video. I didn't want to confuse people. This is for those of you who care, this is my super high-tech winemaking thing. It's a 5-gallon bucket. It's sterile when I started. I sterilize it each time. This gasket has, or lid has a gasket. I drilled a 5/16 hole and pushed a standard straw into it, which has a very tight seal. This is a sandwich bag and a bread tie. Poked a hole down here in the bottom of it. Actually 2 holes with a toothpick. And then it can vent the pressure, but it can't draw back into the bucket. This has been fermenting now for 3 weeks. Sealed up. I'm going to try to draw. I've got a little, the volume is over 2.5 gallons, but there's quite a bit of cactus berry in there, actual solids. I'm hoping to still have a gallon or so left of liquid after I get through with the drawing those 3 quarts. We'll see how it turns out. Yeah, sugar, cactus berries, yeast, some water, and thyme. Y'all forgive me about the lighting or whatever. I'm trying, I'm doing this inside to prevent contamination. These jars are sterilized too, and then they were sealed. Going to open 2 right now. The tricky part is getting this open, which I will probably fast forward through. Just gotta do it without shaking it up, if at all possible. Which requires patience. In other words, don't do this when you're thirsty. Oh, you can smell wine, that's for sure. Oh. You can smell it very strong. You want to see it? Not really a whole lot to see. But yeah, looks healthy, doesn't it? Ooh, see the bubbles. Those bubbles. Yeah, it's better. on the stuff now. You don't want it in the bottom, so set your depth from the outside and then push that much. That's why we have the weight on there. And then, just like you were trying to get your neighbor's gasoline. Sneaky feeling there's going to be more wine value in that, alcohol value in that than I had anticipated. And your shut-off valve is up on top of the bucket. And you get to a point where you want to switch from one to the other. Press down. If you did it right, and shut off. And switch over. Turn it back on. And if you saw that perfect spill of 8 or 10 drops, you know that towel is down there, and that was. And I don't actually have a, what are those things, hydrometer or whatever. I can't test the alcohol content of this. Oops. We're just going to have to wing it. If you've been to any of my live streams, you know where I'm at. I'm gonna do this without spilling. I don't know if you can see how dark it is. And then open up the light for it. It's really, really dark. There's no grapes, there's no apples, there's nothing else. Just, and I said sugar earlier, Karo syrup and cactus berries and some water and some yeast. It's not harsh at all. You can still taste the cactus berry, but you can also taste the wine. It's actually really good. Anyway, this will be this video. There'll be another video where I try to convince a dear friend of mine from Texas to drink this, and some condensate. I'm gonna put this in the fridge. John will put all this in the fridge, let it chill down, make sure that the yeast goes to sleep, and we shall go from there. There's go buy some tubing for reasons. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just making this up as I go. Well, I've done research about trying to see if the research is true. A lot of the stuff you research and you learn on off of YouTube or the internet or whatever is not accurate. I don't know if y'all know that. Some of that stuff out there, the people, they leave out the you know, $5,000 or $6,000 worth of equipment you gotta have to do what they're doing. So, it sounds like that friction fire. Yeah, that's not easy. Starting a fire with ferrocerium, that's actually something you gotta learn how to do. Unless you got a big lighter, and then you just use this little piece of ferrocerium in here and just finish the fire. See y'all in the next. Nothing else. Do not, I repeat, do not drink and drive.